All right, so Founder Files, episode 3. Called this one Time Wasters and Fishermen. I like this one. So, for all those potential founders out there hiding in plain sight, I use this channel to share my very real and genuine experiences as a founder who's had their business funded by an investor. And believe me, it's much tougher than most people think. The big idea for episode 3: when you're looking for investors, not everyone who asks about your idea actually wants to invest in it. Some just want free coffee and all your secrets. Now that sounds really cynical, but if I ramble on for a moment, now I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if I had £1 for every meeting where someone said, "We love your vision," but what they really meant was, "We want to steal your vision," or "steal your ideas," well, I probably need less investment. And again, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get the idea. Those kind of interested parties are what I came to call fishermen. They love casting their lines into your waters to see what they can get and what they can catch. And sometimes they want market intel. Sometimes they're kind of validating their own investments or comparing you for their own pitches. And sometimes they just need to complete a call target. That's at least how I kind of summed them up. Either way, the trick is spotting them early enough if you can, and before you spend too much time revealing too much of your best stuff or wasted time you simply don't have. And it also drains your confidence and your belief too in the process of getting funded. Sometimes you've got to go through them, and going through them diligently and reviewing and assessing each one on their merit and what they meant is useful and very valuable. But lessons for potential future founders: qualify seriously hard on any investor before you can share anything substantial. In fact, if they don't ask you to go through a process, it's probably a bit of a flag. But make them work a little bit for the goods. If they're genuine and serious about an investment, they'll make the effort. Do your background checks. Use ChatGPT or something else similar. Find out as much about them as you can, about them, about their team, about the companies they invest in, their investment process. And if they can't or don't really clearly articulate their role in your success, then they may not have one. Not necessarily exactly won't, but it's a good sign, a good flag. And never share more than you're comfortable sharing with them. But do ask as many questions as you can. Find out if they're a right fit for you, and make sure that they're genuine, with a genuine interest in you and your idea, beyond just fishing for insights and beyond the obvious. A real killer moment for us in kind of the pitching process was when people not just leaned forward in their seats and started to get really engaged, but when they started to refer to you and them as "we," and they start to project beyond the investment happening and start to talk about that. It's a really good practical sign to look for, as signs that they're genuinely serious. So what would I have done differently? With hindsight, wonderful thing of course, I'd have probably set myself a bit more of a structure, a bit more of a kind of give to get rule. So for every insight I gave them, I would have made more effort and made sure that I asked something in return that gave me an insight into them too. And it's tricky because you can get a little bit giddy and excited with the interest that I've been chatted up, but you've got to be much more vigilant to and see through what's being really asked. And when some of the answers become a little woolly, I probably would have politely challenged and labelled those more clearly and dug deeper, just to scrape away the surface and find out a bit more. Some people are of the opinion that you needn't worry about these kind of things because ideas are plentiful. That's not the secret. It's the execution of them at scale that counts. And that's true. I'm not disagreeing with it, but some people you speak to will be very able at doing exactly that, and probably better than you are. So be cautious of fishermen. That's all for episode 3. See you next time on the Founder Files.